Hi guys, this is the configurations, and today we have the LG Spirit here, and we're going to do a complete review of this device. So before that, let me thank Mobily Stores for providing this device for review. So thank you, Mobily Stores. So now coming to the device, you could say this is the LG Spirit, and I must say the device is looking really very high build quality device, and I'm really impressed with the design. So the biggest advantage of this device is that it is having a slightly curved display. So the device is actually having 4.7-inch display size, so it's very compact, and you could see the device display is slightly curved, so that is the biggest advantage. And LG claims that this curved display will give much more ergonomic design and feel when you hold this device compared to a flat device. So I can really feel it like that, because I'm having a really comfortable grip when I hold this device in hand because of that curvature, small curvature. So I really feel the design of the device is really great. And if you just look at the back panel, you could see they have given a very brushed metallic finish. So the device just feels like a metallic surface, but it's actually plastic, but it feels like a metallic surface. So overall the design, the build quality of the device is really excellent. So now coming to the key placements, you could see the top side, you could see the 1 megapixel camera, and you could see the speaker grill here. And if you come in the bottom side, you could see the LG logo, and there is no hotkey down there. So they should have provided the touch keys inside the screen. So that's it. And if you just look at the right hand side, there is nothing in there. And if you could look at the top side, 3.5mm audio jack, and you could see the noise cancellation mic. And if you come to the left hand side of the device, you could see there is nothing, also there is nothing in there. And if you just on the bottom side, you could see USB 2.0 and a noise voice reception mic here, and that's it. And if you go into the back side, as I already pointed out, the device is given a brushed metallic finish, which feels really premium. You could see it's really premium looking device. On the back panel is really great. So this is actually the highlight of the device. So you could see the two volume rockers and lock key is placed on the back panel, so that gives a very good control of the device. You could see I can actually hold the device like this, and I can use both volume up and down key without having to going into right or left hand side. So that gives a very comfortable grip. Because of the smaller size of the device, it feels really great to use these keys. It's really comfortable to use this device as a whole. So that's it. And if you just look at the 8 megapixel camera, you could see that it is placed in right here, and the LED flashes here, and you could see the speaker grill and the LG logo here. So that's it about the design of the device. So let us just turn on the device and see what are the features that they have provided. So let me just turn the device on. So you'd see the device actually sports a 4.7-inch display, which is a HD resolution. That means a 720p display. So that will give a pretty nice display quality. That means the PPI, the pixel density of the device is 312 PPI, and the device actually sports a 1.3 GHz quad-core MediaTek MT6582 processor. So that will give a pretty decent performance as far as gaming and multimedia are concerned. So that's it. So we have actually booted up into the OS. So you can see the device is actually having the latest Android 5.0 Lollipop OS. So that is the biggest advantage in this price point. The device actually priced at about 14,000 rupees, and you are getting such a good device with very nice UI. Especially the LG's almost provided a very high quality UI for the devices. So same thing appears here. The UI of the device is really great. And if you look at the display, you could see they have provided a very high quality display. You can't really see any pixelizations no matter how close you look at. The display quality is really great, and you could see the viewing angles also. It's really great viewing angles. So I must say the display quality is the first thing that I am attracted to this device. So let me just go into the software version of the device and see what is the software version this device is having. So let me just go into the about phone, and you could see the device is actually having Android 5.0.1. That means the device is actually having Android Lollipop. So that's the biggest advantage that I could find in this device. The first thing is the curved display. Second thing is the Android OS, which is the latest Android 5.0 Lollipop. So that's quite a great thing for a device in this price range to have a latest OS. So that's really nice from LG. So let me just go into the dialer and see what are the features in there. So you can see this is the dialer, and it's completely customized, and it's Lollipop dialer. So that's quite nice. And let me just see whether the device support video calling from the dialer. So you could see the device doesn't support video calling directly from the dialer, but you can always use third-party apps. So let me just go into the messaging and see whether this device supports Swift key. So let me just see the, so you could see the device doesn't support Swift key, but let me just see whether they have any options to do that. But I'm not sure whether they have provided any other options to enable it. But currently I can't really find Swift key in this device, so I think the device doesn't support Swift key. So let us go into the drop down menu and see what are the features in there. So they have provided the same set of things that you can see in the LG devices like L80, L90, the same UI design. So you can see the quick memo here, the Wi-Fi, sound, data connection, rotation, Bluetooth, all these. You can also see that it supports hotspot, that's also nice, and airplane mode, and you can also edit and add more contents into it, so that's also nice. And you have the brightness settings here, and you can also adjust the volume levels of the calling, all this stuff. So that's it about the drop down menu. Let me just go to settings and see how much amount of RAM and all these things in this device. So let me just go to sounds first. So you could see they have provided a sound profile. It is just actually set the profile, and you can see the volume. You can actually set all these different volume levels, so ringtones, notification, touch feedback system, so you can actually adjust the vibration levels that you want. So if you want a very high level of vibration, you can set it to maximum, so that's nice. So everything in this device is very much customizable. So you could see the disturb mode, do not disturb mode is there, the lock screen notifications here, so you can actually set notifications on the lock screen itself, so that's also nice. And you can also add notifications or for the apps if you want, so that's also nice. And you can also add sound effects and remove sound effects if you want. So there's a lot of flexibility in this device. That's the first thing that I have noticed. Let's go into display. You could see they have provided the lock screen settings, where you can adjust all the details about the lock screen, like swipe lock, or you can change wallpaper, you can add shortcuts, so all these things is there. So if you just go into this home buttons, you could see they have provided the button combination. So let me just go into that. So you can actually rearrange the buttons on the bottom side, and you can actually add more buttons like this. So if you want to add this notification button, you can actually just drag it to that side, and you can see that button. So that's also added in the in the navigation button, so that's nice. And if you want to remove it, you can just remove it from there, and you can add, if you want to add quick memo there, you can just drag it to there, and you can actually add that quick memo in the navigation bar. So it's very flexible UI, that's what I can say, and you can really expect such a good UI in a price range of 14,000. So you can also customize the color combination of these navigation buttons according to your personal interest, so that's nice. And if you can see, there is a lot of options provided in terms of customizations in this UI. And you can also see the brightness settings. You can also adjust manually, or you can enable night brightness, so that the display brightness becomes very comfortable in night usage. So it won't be that bright, but you can clearly see all this content, so that's also nice. And you can also see, the screen timer and the screen off effect, where you can adjust with a lot of effects like this. So retro TV, black hole, fade off, these are all effects that you can add to give an effect to the lock screen. So these are a lot of features that they've added. And let me just go into the other settings, like let me just go into gesture settings. So you can actually use a lot of gestures in this device. You can silent incoming call by flipping the device. You can actually snooze the alarm by flipping the device. Also, you can post the device, post the video playback by flipping the device. So these are all good customizations that they have provided. And if you look at the storage options, you could see the device actually comes with 8 GB of internal memory, and you could see 3.34 GB is available as free space, and it is completely unified memory. You don't have any other partition, so you can install until this 3.34 GB fills up, so that's nice. So let me just go to the battery, and you can see they have providing the battery saver in this device itself, so you don't need to install any other app. So that's really nice. And you can also tick this to get the percentage of battery status. Nothing in there, so that's it. Let me just go into the apps and see how much amount of RAM is available in this device. So you could see the device actually having 1 GB of RAM, and you could see you will be getting about 533 MB of RAM as free. So that's really awesome. How for a device with this much of customizations and this much of really great UI, it is getting 533 MB of RAM. So that's really excellent for this device. So the RAM management is really great, that's what I can say. Let me just go into the gallery and check out some images and see how the video playback and the image quality of this device actually is. So So let me just go into the images, and this is actually a pretty nice picture here. So let me just go take another image. So yeah, it's really great. So you could see this pretty nice image here. You could see the display quality is really excellent. That's what I can say. There is no pixelizations or decolorizations. There is no alterations in the contrast levels or color saturations. This all every detail is clearly visible, and it's really having a very nice display quality. You could see there is no issues in viewing angles or anything else. It's very good display, I can say. So the display quality of the device is some of the best things in this device. And if you just look at the performance in zooming, you could see it's very responsive. There is no lag, no delay. It's very responsive. So the hardware of the device is really doing its work really well. So the device actually has a MediaTek 6582 processor. So that is really performing really well in this device. And let me just go into the video playback and check out the performance in there. So I'm going to take a video here. So this is actually a 720p video, and let me just skip through it. So you could see it's very responsive. There is no buffering. It's really smooth. So the performance in the case of video playback 720p is really great. And they also provided an option to lock the screen if you want. So that's also an additional feature in this device. So that's it. And if you just take out the volume, so you could see the device has got a very loud volume. I must say the sound quality is really excellent in this device. So the audio quality is really great. The loudspeaker is having a very loud, clear volume output. So that's nice. Let me just go into 1080p video playback and let me show you how fast the device is. This is actually 1080p video, and you could see it is very responsive. A slight delay is there. It's not that fast. You could see slight delay in some cases. There's slight delay, but overall I could say the performance of the device in the video playback is really good. So that's it. So let me just go back, and so we have seen the performance in the video playback, and I must say the device has got a very good performance in video playback. Let me just go into the camera and check out the image quality of the device. So you can see this is the camera. The device actually sports 8 megapixel primary camera and 1 megapixel front facing camera. So let me just first take a look at the settings here. So they have provided a very customized interface here. I'm not sure whether it's a Android Lollipop interface or the customized version. This is actually the first device that I'm reviewing with Android Lollipop. So you could see it's really nice UI in here. I can see very nice UI. And let me just take an image. So you could see I'm gonna focus this thing and take an image. So it is perfectly focused. It has captured the image. So shutter speed is very fast. It doesn't take much long to take the image. So you can see it's very good in detail. The reflections and the focusing is really excellent. So I must say the device has a very good the camera quality of the device is really great. 8 megapixel camera is really great. I could say device support touch focus and autofocus, so that's also nice. Let me just go into the settings and see what are the features there. So they have provided you can actually turn on the grid function, and they have also provided the resolution details in here. So they have provided a very nice UI, the very simple and elegant UI. So you could see the camera resolutions you can adjust from right here, and you can also adjust the video resolutions, which you can adjust. We can take up to 1080p videos. So that's a maximum. So that's really nice. And let me just go back and check out the front camera of the device. So you could see, if you check out the front camera, the device is having a 1 megapixel camera, but it doesn't look like that. It's having a very good quality. The device does support touch focus and very good camera, I can say here. So the camera quality, even though the device is having only 1 megapixel camera, it doesn't look like that much cheap camera. It is having a very decent image quality. So that's it about the front camera. So let me just switch back to the back camera and show you more features on there. So let me just go into the video recording. So you see this is a video recording, and the device does support photos. You can actually shoot photos, take photos while recording, so that's also nice. So in the case of camera application, the device is quite good, and we have already seen the image quality. I must say the device has got a very good camera in front and back camera. The 8 megapixel camera is really great, and you can actually focus instantly. There is no issues in focusing Let me just try whether it supports tracking focus. So it doesn't support tracking focus, but you can actually use touch focus and autofocus in this device. So considering all these things, the camera is really great, and the front camera can record 720p videos and the back camera can record full HD videos. So that's it about the camera of this device. So that's it. Let me just go into the benchmarking of this device. So let me just go into Ninamark 2 benchmark, and I have already done the Ninamark 2 and it scored about 55.1 FPS, which is a very decent score for a device in this price range. So there won't be much issues in gaming in this device. Let me just go into the Antutu benchmark and let me show you what are the benchmark scores there. So you could see the device has scored 16,196, which is a decent score for a device in this price range. It's not that high because we have already seen the devices in this price range crossing 20,000 mark, so it's not that high score. But considering the UI, the performance of this device, the benchmark score doesn't that much matters that much to me. So that is it, and let me just go into the other specifications. So let me just go into sensor details of the device. So you could see the device actually supports 1.3 GHz MediaTek MT6582 processor with Mali 400 GPU. Right down here you could see it's actually having Mali 400 GPU. So that's it. And if you just go into the sensor details, you could see the device is actually having the accelerometer, proximity, orientation sensor and the magnetometer sensor. That means the device doesn't have the light sensor. So that's it. So now we have seen almost all the aspect of the device, and now let's go into the regular question that people ask me. The first question is that whether this device support notification LED. So I must say the device doesn't have the notification LED. So let me just show you right now. So you can see I'm just gonna connect this thing here. So you'd see I have connected the charger, but it is not showing any notification about that. So it doesn't have notification LED. And the second thing is that the device have OTG support. So I'm gonna show you right now. The device doesn't have OTG support, so I'm gonna just show you right now. So I've just connected the OTG cable here, so you can see, and it doesn't support. It doesn't show anything right now, so it doesn't support OTG connectivity. And the third thing is that whether the device support video recording at 1080p. Yes, the device does support video recording at 1080p. And so the next question that people ask me is that whether this device support moving of apps into memory card. So let me just go into settings and show you whether this device support that. So you go to general and let me just go into the apps, and you could see this is actually an app I have installed. So you could see they have provided an option to move to SD card, but it's not activated currently. So I'm not sure why it's not activated. Let me just go into Ninamark 2 and you could see you can actually move apps to memory card. So I can confirm you that this device actually supports moving of apps in memory card. So that's it. And the next question that people ask me is that whether this device support video calling. So we have already seen the device doesn't support video calling from the data, but you can always use the third-party apps for that. So that's pretty much about the questions. So now coming to the pros and cons of the device. The first pros of the device is that the device has a Gorilla Glass 3 protection on the top. So that is the first thing. So that will improve the durability of the device. So that is quite nice for this device. The second positive thing is the display quality of the device. I must say the display quality is some of the best thing in this device. The device has got a very nice display. It's a 4.7 inch display with a 720p resolution, so that is giving it a really good display with a very good viewing angle. So the display quality is the second positive thing. The third thing is the processor. The device has got a very good processor. We have seen the performance in the benchmarks and also in the video playback. There was no issues. It was perfectly fine. So that is the third thing about the pros. The fourth thing is the camera performance of the device. I have already seen the camera quality of the device is really great. Also the UI of the device was really very interactive and very flexible UI. So that is the fourth thing. And the fifth thing is that the device is actually having 2100 milliampere battery, which is a very good for a device with a 4.7 inch quad core processor. So that is a very good combination. So you will be getting a very good battery backup in this device. So that's it about the pros. So now coming to the cons of the device, I must say the first thing is that the device doesn't support OTG connectivity. That's the first thing I would like to say as a con. And the second thing is that the device doesn't have the light sensor, which I think is a requirement for a device in this range, but that's okay, that's fine. And the third thing is that the device has only a 1 megapixel camera, but the camera performance was quite decent, but I would expect a little more in this price range, like a 2 megapixel camera would be better. But the camera does support touch focus and all these functions, but that's it. So that's all about the review of the LG Spirit, and thanks for watching this video. And if you like this video, please hit like and stay subscribed. Thank you.